Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we read from text chapter 10. So from tomorrow may not be possible class. I'll try still. Chapter 10. The opulence of the Absolute. Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti means opulence. Why this verse come? This chapter, last verse was Man mana bhava mad bhakta. So man mana bhava mad bhakta mad jajimam namaskari. So ultimately, man mana bhava. How we can do? Always think. Shatatam smartava Vishnu vismartava najatuchi. Sarvavidhi nishidashu itayokinkara. Rupa Goswami said in Nectar of Devotion, Satatam smartava Vishnu. Always remember Vishnu. Vismartava najatuchi. Never forget. This is the sadhan bhakti verse. Now question, how possible? Always I want to remember Krishna. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Bhuyo eva Mahavaho, Sriname Paramang Vacha, Jatyaham Priyamanaya Bhakshami Hitokamaya. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Bhuyo, again, eva certainly, Mahavaho, O mighty arm, Srinu me Paramang Vacha, just hear my supreme instruction, Paramam Vacha. What will happen by hearing that? Jat, that is, they to you, aham I, priya manayo, thinking you dear to me, bakshami, say hitakamma, for your benefit. Priya kammaya, thinking you are dear to me. The same verse, the same thing told by Krishna in 4th chapter. Bhaktoshimi shakha cheti rahashyami bhaktamam abhijanati. Krishna saying, I will tell you because for your benefit. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, listen again, O mighty Arjuna, because you are my dear friend, for your benefit I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. Because you are my dear friend, for your benefit I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than that I have already explained. The word Bhagavan is explained as a Parashar Muni, one who is full in 6 opulences, who has full strength, full fame, wealth, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation, is Bhagavan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. While Krishna was present on this earth, he displayed all 6 opulences. Therefore, great sages like Parashar Muni have all accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, Krishna is instructing Arjuna in more confidential knowledge of his opulence and his work. Previously, beginning with the 7th chapter, the Lord has already explained his different energies and how they are acting. Now, in this chapter, he explains his specific opulence to Arjuna. In the previous chapter, he has clearly explained his different energies to establish devotion and firm conviction. Again in the chapter, he tells Arjuna about his manifestations and various opulences. The more one hears about the Supreme God, the more one becomes fixed in devotional service. One should always hear about the Lord in the association of devotee. That will enhance one's devotional service. That is the benefit of group reading. We can read alone, but here one should always hear about the Lord in association of devotees. It is not always that we need pure devotee to hear. If we get, that is the best. But in association devotees, discourses in the society of devotee can take place only among those who are really anxious to be in Krishna consciousness. Others cannot take part in such discourses. The Lord clearly tells Arjuna that because Arjuna is very dear to him, for his benefit, such discourses are taking place. Very nice point. We should hear in association with devotees. If he is not advanced, the question answer is that if he is not advanced, why is he listening? That means he has developed the taste of listening. That means he is advanced. So here in association with devotees. Name vidu shurogana prabhavam na maharsha. Om adir devana maharshinam cha sarvasya. No, never, me, my, vidu, no. Shurogana, the demigods. Prabhavam, origin, opulences. No, never. Maharishayo, great sages. Aham, I am. Adi, the origin, he certainly. Devanam, of the demigods. Maharishinam, of the great sages, also. Sarvasha, in all respects. Neither the hosts of the demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulence. For in every respect, I am the source of demigods and sages. Name vidu shurogana. Shurogana, the demigods. Over there, it does. Neither the hosts of the demigods. As stated in Brahma Samhita, Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord. No one is greater than him. He is the cause of all causes. Here it is also stated by the Lord personally that he is the cause of all demigods and sages. Even the demigods and great sages cannot understand Krishna. They can understand neither his name nor his personality. So what is the position of so-called scholars of this tiny planet? Here Krishna is saying, no, never. Shurogana Devatas, Maharshis. Why they cannot know? Why they don't know? Any guess? Now with Shurogana, there is no Prabhav is opulence. Maharsha, why? Answer is there, like we have created after him. How can know? We may know so many things, but like we may know our father. But how my father took birth, how I can know? Because I took birth after him. So that is why you say, okay, you may know so many things about me, but Aham Adi Devana, I am Adi of Devana. That is a Devata cannot know. And also Adi of Maharshi also. For every, that is why nobody, neither the host of gods, nor the great sages know my origin and appearance. For in every aspect, I am the source of demigods and sages. Prabhupada told that every religion believes that Lord has created this world. Every scripture says that. So if Lord has created this world, that means we have created after the world. So we have, nobody has sinned. Yeah. As nobody has sinned, and we are believing, that means whatever Lord has said, we have to believe. No, I believe this much, that much I will not believe. That is it. That is not the knowledge. As stated in Brahma Samhita, Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord. No one is greater than him. He is the cause of all causes. Here it is also stated by the Lord personally that he is the cause of all the demigods and sages. Even the demigods and great sages cannot understand Krishna. They can understand neither his name nor his personality. So what is the position of the so-called scholars of this tiny planet? No one can understand why the Supreme Lord comes to earth as an ordinary human being and executes such wonderful, uncommon activities. One should know then that scholarship is not the qualification necessary to understand Krishna. I'm reading again. One should know then that scholarship is not the qualification necessary to understand Krishna. Chaitanya Chaitanya said, কৃষ্ণ ভক্তি করিব বিদ্যার কার্য নহে পরম কৃষ্ণ পদ পদ্মে যদি চিত্তবৃত্তি হয় হ্যাঁ সেই সে বিদ্যার ফল জানিহ নিশ্চয় কৃষ্ণ পদ পদ্মে যদি চিত্তবৃত্তি হয় সেই সে বিদ্যার ফল জানিহ নিশ্চয় The result of Vidya is that Krishna Pada Padme যদি চিত্তবৃত্তি হয় If by studying you know Krishna, that is the real Vidya. Otherwise, they are avidya. Even the demigods and the great sages have tried to understand Krishna by their mental speculation, and they have failed to do so. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also it is clearly said that even the great demigods are not able to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They can speculate to the limits of their imperfect senses and can reach the conclusion of personalism or something opposite to what is manifested by the three qualities of material nature. Or they can imagine something by mental speculation. But it is not possible to understand Krishna by such foolish speculators, by such foolish speculation. Here the Lord indirectly says that if someone wants to know the absolute truth, here I am present as the Supreme Personal Godhead. I am the Supreme. One should know this. Although one cannot understand the inconceivable Lord who is personally present is he nonetheless exists. He can actually understand Krishna, who is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, simply by studying his words in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavad. The conception of God as some ruling power or as the impersonal Brahma can be reached by persons who are in the inferior energy of the Lord. But the personality of Godhead cannot be conceived unless one is in the transcendental position. Because most men cannot understand Krishna in his actual situation. Out of his causeless mercy, he descends to show favor to such speculators. Yet, despite the Supreme Lord's uncommon activities, these speculators, due to contamination in the material energy, still think that the impersonal Brahma is the Supreme. Only the devotees who are fully surrendered unto the Supreme Lord can understand. By the grace of the Supreme Personality that he is Krishna. I am reading. Only the devotees who are fully surrendered unto the Supreme Lord can understand, by the grace of the Supreme Personality, that he is Krishna. The devotees of the Lord do not bother about the impersonal Brahman conception of God. Either faith or devotion bring them to surrender immediately unto the Supreme Lord. And out of the causeless mercy of Krishna, they can understand Krishna. No one else can understand him. So even great sages agree. What is Atma? What is Supreme? It is he whom we have to worship. Is Krishna. So even great sages agree what is Atma, what is the Supreme? It is he whom we have to worship. So how should know? In which way we should know? How much we should know Krishna? Jumam ajam anadim cha bhakti loko maheshwaram asangura samartishu sarva papai pumachat. Jo anyone who mam me ajam anadim bhakti. Ajam anadim cha bhakti. Ajam unborn and anadim without beginning. Bhakti. So, Jo Mam Ajam Anadim Chaveti, anyone who knows Krishna as unborn and beginningless. Loko Maheshwaram, the Supreme Master of all the planets, Loko Maheshwaram. Asang Muro, undeluded. Mura means deluded. Ashangmura. Shangmura. Mura means deluded. Shambura, completely deluded. Ashambura, not deluded. Undeluded. Shahi, Marteshu, among those subject to death. Marteshu means in this world. Martha means those who are subject to death. In this world, everybody is subject to death. That is what is this called Mrityu Lok. And from Mrityu Lok, what comes? Martha Lok. Marteshu, among the subject to death. Sha Sarva Papoi, from all the sinful reactions. Pramuchate is delivered. He who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the Supreme Lord of all the worlds, three things. Ajam, Anadim, Sarvalokam Maheshwaram. He only, undiluted among men, is freed from all sins. Janma karma, chamediv, evang jabiti tattva. Janma karma is unborn. Beginningless. Karma. What is karma? The Supreme Lord of all the worlds is to name. By knowing that, Janma karma chamediv, evang jabiti tattva. Takta dev punarjanma noiti. As stated in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Manushyanang sahasreshu kaschit jatati siddhaye. Those who are trying to elevate themselves to the platform of spiritual realization are not ordinary men. They are superior to millions and millions of ordinary men who have no knowledge of spiritual realization. But out of those actually trying to understand their spiritual situation, one who can come to the understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the proprietor of everything, the unborn, is the most successful spiritually realized person. In that stage only, when one has fully understood Krishna's supreme position, can one be free completely from all sinful reactions. Here the Lord is described by the word Ojo or Jo. Jo means birth. Ojo, no birth, means unborn. But he is distinct from the living entities who are described in the 2nd chapter as Ojo. Reading again. Here the Lord is described as the word Ojo, meaning unborn. But he is distinct from the living entities who are described in 2nd chapter Ojo. When in 2nd chapter, when Krishna is explaining about the soul, na jayate mirita va kadachi, na jayate Ojo. So there also, Jeev also Ojo. Krishna also Ojo. Both are same? No. There is Krishna is saying living entity Ojo and Krishna is Ojo, but not with the same. The Lord is different from the living entities who are taking birth and dying due to material attachment. The conditioned souls are changing their bodies, but his body is not changing. That is Ojo saying in 2nd chapter. In 4th chapter, Krishna told it. Yes. Bahuni me betitani janmani. So charge. Then 6th verse say, Ojo Pishannavatma. I am Ojo. The conditioned souls are changing their bodies, but his body is not changing. Even when he comes to this material world, he comes as the same unborn. Therefore, in the 4th chapter, it is said that the Lord, by his internal potency, is not under the inferior material energy, but is always in the superior energy. What is the verse? The 6th verse. Atma Mayaya. Ajabi Shannavatma Bhutanam Ishwariksha. Prakriting Samadhisha Shambhavam Atma Mayaya. By his internal potency, is not under inferior material energy. In this verse, the words Bhakti Yoga Maheshwaram indicate that one should know that Lord Krishna is the supreme proprietor of the planetary system of the universe. He was existing before the creation and he is different from his creation. All the demigods were created within this material world. But as far as Krishna is concerned, it is said that he is not created. Therefore, Krishna is he was existing before the creation and he is different from his creation. All the demigods are created within this material world. But as far as Krishna is concerned, it is said that he is not created. Therefore, Krishna is different even from the great demigods like Brahma and Shiva. And because he is the creator of Brahma, Shiva, and all the other demigods, he is the supreme person of all planets. Sri Krishna is therefore different from everything that is created, and everyone who knows him as such immediately becomes liberated from all sinful actions. One must be liberated from all sinful activities to be in the knowledge of the Supreme Lord. Only by devotional service can he be known, and not by any other means, as is stated in Bhagavad. One should not try to understand Krishna as a human being, as stated previously. Only a foolish person thinks him to be a human being. This is again expressed here in a different way. A man who is not foolish, who is intelligent enough to understand the constitutional position of the Godhead, is always free from all sinful reactions. If Krishna is known as the son of Devaki, then how can he is unborn? That is also explained in Srimad Bhagavad. When he appeared before Devaki and Vasudeva, it is not explained, not Vasudeva, it is Vasudeva. When he appeared before Devaki and Vasudeva, he was not born as an ordinary child. He appeared in his original form and then he transformed himself into an ordinary child. Anything done under the direction of Krishna is transcendental. It cannot be contaminated by material reactions, which may be auspicious or inauspicious. The conception that there are things auspicious and inauspicious in the material world is more or less a mental concoction, because there is nothing auspicious in this material world. There is a verse in the scripture. Dvaite bhadra bhadra shab manodha. In this material world, good and bad, all are bad. Bad, good also bad. Nice facilities in jail, good or bad? Good is more bad because they are attached. Oh, why I should go from here? All are bad. Everything is inauspicious because the very material nature is inauspicious. We simply imagine it to be auspicious. Real auspiciousness depends on activities in Krishna consciousness in full devotion and service. Therefore, if we at all want our activities to be auspicious, then we should work under the directions of the Supreme Lord. Such directions are given in authoritative scriptures, such as Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad, or from a bona fide spiritual master. Because the spiritual master is the representative of the Supreme Lord, his direction is directly the direction of the Supreme Lord. The spiritual master sent the persons and scripture direct in the same way. Sadhu, Guru, Shastra. There is no contradiction in these three sources. So, if we want to introduce ourselves as a saintly person, then whatever spiritual masters say and whatever scriptures say, we should speak that much. If we are not same way, then we are not sadhu. All actions done, there are no contradiction in these three sources. All actions done under the direction are free from the reactions of pious or impious activities in this material. The transcendental attitude of the devotee in the performance of activities is actually that of renunciation. And this is called sannyas. As stated in the first verse of the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, one who acts as a matter of duty because he has been ordered to do so by the Supreme Law, and who does not seek shelter in the fruits of his activities is a true renunciant. Anashrita karma phala. Karma phala, fruit. Anashrita, ashraya. No ashraya means not hankering the fruits of action. Anashrita karma phala. Karya karma karti. He is doing karma for matter of duty. But while doing, oh, I want to enjoy, he is ashrita karma phala. Those who are anashrita karma phala, he is real renunciant. Anyone acting under the direction of the Supreme Law is actually a sannyasi and a yogi, but not the man who has simply taken the dress of a sannyasi or a pseudo-yogi. Anachita karma phalam, karya karma karma. Sa-sannyasi cha yogi, na-nirarina chakra. Very nice. Okay, Pasha has raised hand.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, thank you for this wonderful class. My doubt was from the first verse only, like it was mentioned now that I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. But in 9th chapter, we saw that it's mentioned a Raj Vidya Rajgoyam, the king of knowledge. So how can the further chapters knowledge that is Krishna is giving with a better knowledge that he has already given in the 9th chapter?
There are also like when a devotee, there is grading of devotees also. So, Rajavidya Rajagujjam, that actually, that Gujjam is continuation, it is not finished. Nothing is there. It is part of that knowledge. It is not that, it is not that knowledge. It is part of the Rajagujjam and is highest. Okay. Namrashita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, what does this mean? Neither the hosts of demigods. Hosts of demigods.
Means demigods. Host of demigods. Let me see what Guru Maharaj translated Bengali. Let me see in Bengali what Guru Maharaj translated. Host of means demigods. Find it from Bhagavad. Here Guru Maharaj in Bengali translated Shirogana Devatagan and Bengali Devata or Maharshira. So Guru Maharaj clearly translated that Devata. First of demigod means Maybe
Thank you, Maharaj.
again, before Prabhupada, this time what? We know demigod. He's saying demigod, host of God. The different degrees of demigods also. And there is another supreme person of Godhead also. So Prabhupada don't mention like people are confused about God. So Prabhupada has used different host of demigod,
Okay.
Godhead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Normally Prabhupada use very less, only demigod word, either supreme Godhead or demigod. Don't want to keep any confusion, either demigod or supreme Godhead. Normal word, demigod Prabhupada very rarely use.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Maharaj.
Srila Prabhupada, Bhagavad Gita, it is clear. Go.